Assalamu alaikum. Hello guys, it's Nadia from HR Consultants. We are live. We are here to support you people. You are looking after our sessions which we are doing online just to provide you support for the admission. You don't need to worry about the COVID-19. We have a special session today with the University of Leeds. We have an international admission person, Christina, with us. So Christina is here to look after your admission questions. She will be giving a briefing about University of Leeds itself. And if you people have any question, or if some of you have directly applied to the Leeds, you are always welcome to contact with us. So hi Christina, how are you?
Hello, hi Nadia. Hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I'm very well, thank you. I hope everybody else in Pakistan is well as well. I know we're all in a very unusual situation at the moment all over the world, so I hope everybody's good and safe.
Yes, surely, yeah. How's Christina? How's in London? How's Leeds? How's, because the people in the Pakistan, they just heard a lot about the UK on the media that they have seen a lot of COVID-19 cases in the London specifically. So what do you think in actual?
Well, I obviously the what you see in the news is constant reports on the numbers of people and cases and countries being on lockdown, including the UK. To be honest, as a member of staff at the university, we've closed a few weeks ago. So we've closed the campus following the government regulations. We've been working from home, as most people have been for the past few weeks. But to be honest, everything seems to be fine. Obviously, there's a number of people being admitted to hospital. They're obviously being taken care of by the NHS as best as the NHS can cope. So I've been on a walk today, so we're still allowed to go out for exercise. Obviously, trying to keep safe, and people are limiting the amount of contact with other people. So it's not life as usual, but I think everybody's trying to follow the government advice and the rules of social distancing to help the NHS cope with the number of cases. So to be honest, from my own perspective, it's not too bad, although I have to say I do miss contact with people already, and we're probably going to have to do this for another few weeks. So everybody is really looking forward to going back to normal, and we really hope we can do that soon. But when that's possible, we don't know yet. We just have to see how the situation pans out. But everybody's working together to try and manage as best as we can.
Yeah, but give a message to the students, because you are alive. So we want that you give a message that the admissions are open and you people are welcoming, and you are looking after the applications. And,
absolutely.
The admission process.
Yeah, this is what the session is about. So the university still, admissions are working. Similarly to me, they're working from home. So we are still, admission is open for students. We're still preparing to start most of the undergraduate courses will start in September. Whether they will start on campus from September or whether the first few weeks or months will have to be online, we don't know yet. And in terms of postgraduates, we're not sure yet. There's a lot of discussion going on whether we will be able to start in September and the campus will be open in September, whether we'll have to delay it by a few months, or whether we start in January. So that's currently the conversation that a lot of universities in the UK are having. So that's what the wider sector is considering, not just one university or a couple of universities, but that's something that's happening. However, we're all preparing to welcome students as soon as we can. Hopefully that will be in September, if the pandemic situation around the world kind of settles down a little bit. But because we don't know, it's very difficult to say at the moment what will happen. However, we continue as normal as a university. So we're still here to support students, and we continue work as normal.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, Christina, would you like to share something about Leeds with us so that the students who are with us, contact with us, yeah, so that they can get information about the Leeds, and then we will be going on to the question answer session.
Excellent. So I'll start the presentation. Okay, so hopefully you can see my presentation now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So I'll do a bit of an introduction about the University of Leeds, about the city and the student life, the opportunities during your studies when you come to study at Leeds. And then, like Naida said, we will have a question and answer session.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so I wasn't sure if we were going to do the video. So just to introduce myself, my name is Krystyna Kowalska. I'm originally from Poland, so I was an international student in the UK myself. Currently, I work as an international manager for South Asia, Southeast Asia, and what we call the UK international market. So international students already in the UK for the University of Leeds. I normally come to Pakistan quite regularly, and I've met Nadia a number of times at Hajar fairs. Normally I'd be going out to meet students in Pakistan and provide advice and support in applying to the University of Leeds. However, given the circumstances, we're now doing a lot of that kind of stuff online. If you don't know much about the University of Leeds, I hope people have heard of the University of Leeds before, but if you haven't, Leeds is one of the top 40 most international universities in the world, top 100 in the world for its academic and research reputation. We're also top 10 most targeted university by employers in the UK, so employers really know that the University of Leeds graduates, our alumni, are really good to recruit. They really fantastically prepared for work in the UK, but also abroad. We come third in the UK for student experience, so we work really closely with students to make sure that they are happy at the university, they're happy with the campus, with the quality of teaching, with the opportunities that they get, and with the general support from the university. And if you don't know much about Leeds, Leeds is actually one of the most important cities in the UK. And recently it's been, over the last few years, it's been one of the most popular cities in the UK to live in. It was voted the best city centre to live in last year by Sunday Times. For example, Channel 4 has recently made a decision to move their headquarters to Leeds. There's lots of companies and lots of opportunities. So I'll talk a little bit more about the city. Leeds is actually third or fourth biggest city in the UK, 1 hour from Manchester, 2.5 hours from London, and about 3.5 hours from Edinburgh. So it's really excellent, excellently located right in the middle of the UK. So you can really travel to the rest of the UK. It's really important for business. And Leeds is actually the second biggest business, finance and legal centre in the UK after London. So it is really a big economy. It's a very important city. It's really well connected. Normally we've got regular flights to Europe. If I fly to Pakistan, I'd normally fly from Manchester. There are direct CIA flights. For example, you can also take a flight to London and then either do a connecting flight to Leeds, or you could take the train to Leeds. So there's a number of ways to get here normally. And Leeds is also a really big centre for the creative industry. There's lots of festivals, there's lots of things happening in the city. So it's a really vibrant, very nice student environment. Is really one of the most popular student cities in the UK, but it is also really popular for professionals. We have a lot of people moving to Leeds from London as well. So there's lots happening and there's lots of opportunities because of that. So here are just a few pictures of what the city is like. If you really want to see what Leeds is like, there's lots of videos about the campus and the city on our university YouTube channel. So I encourage you to have a look there. In terms of where the university is located, we're right in the middle of the city centre. So Leeds is one of the biggest campus universities in the UK, and we're really, really lucky that our campus is 10 minutes walk from the city centre. So you leave the campus, you're practically in the city centre. Your accommodation is typically on campus or walking distance from campus, so you really don't need to get any kind of public transport to get anywhere. Most students will just walk. So it really feels like a student town inside a really vibrant bigger city. If you're bored of campus, you walk out and you're already in the city centre, so you can go shopping, you can go to cafes, restaurants, but there's lots to do on campus itself, so you won't really feel much need to leave the campus. As far as the university is concerned and the university reputation, if you haven't heard, I hope you would have, Leeds is one of the Russell Group universities. It was established in 1904. We were first set up as we first started as a school of medicine in 1831, and from that we have grown into one of the biggest universities in the UK, and top 10 for academic reputation. So we have about 38,000 students, of which about 9,000 are international students from around 170 different countries. Leeds is really a popular choice worldwide. It comes as top 5 most applied to universities on UCAS every year. That includes home and international students. So it is really a very popular, very prestigious university. And we offer one of the widest ranges of degrees in the UK. So we've got over 300 undergraduate courses, over 200 specialised master's courses you can choose from, and you can also continue to a PhD. So we have 7 faculties, and those faculties are also divided into schools and then departments. So we've got arts, humanities and cultures, biological sciences, very prestigious business school, very popular engineering and physical sciences faculty. Leeds is top 20 in the world for earth and environment. So the faculty of environment is also quite well known. Medicine and health, and then we've got social sciences, so that's home of the School of Law, international relations and politics, education, and then social sciences. So there's quite a lot of choice, literally anything from art and humanities through to strict sciences, and some really exciting and really specialised courses that you can find on our course finder. In terms of entry requirements to get into the University of Leeds, if you're doing HSSC or intermediate in Pakistan, then you will need a foundation year. To get into a foundation year, we would normally ask you for an average B grade of 65%, including a B grade of 65% in relevant subjects. So that depends on what kind of course you would like to apply for your bachelor's. If you are doing A levels in Pakistan, then depending on the course that you're applying for, we will ask for anything from A star AA, 3 Bs. So really that depends on the course, and you'd have to check the course finder to check. The very prestigious, the most popular courses tend to ask for 3 As. Mechanical engineering and chemical engineering, for example, ask for A star AA. If you're applying for a master's degree, we will ask you for a bachelor's degree or 16 years of education from Pakistan. So on the website, you'll see that we ask for a UK 2-1. The equivalent in the Pakistani qualifications would be GPA 3.0 or 70%. If you have studied in one of the top universities in Pakistan, like NUST or LUMS, then we would potentially be able to consider you for entry with GPA of 2.8. Now that will depend on the course you're applying for and how competitive it is. So the higher the GPA, obviously the better. Some of our courses, Leeds is really one of the leading, if not the leading university in the UK. A lot of our courses were top 10 in the UK for, so those tend to be really competitive. In terms of the language requirement, normally you'll see that we ask for IELTS 6.0, no skill below 5.5 for most of our undergraduate studies. Business school will ask for 6.5 overall, and most of the master's courses will ask for IELTS 6.5, no skill below 6. There are some specialized courses where they may ask for a higher IELTS. You can check what kind of alternative to IELTS the university will accept. We keep reviewing those because obviously because of the situation currently and IELTS centres being closed, the university keeps looking at the alternatives to IELTS that we can accept that would meet the UKVI requirements at the same time and would be a robust way of proving your language skills. So if you check our website, we continue to update the list of courses that we can accept. So normally we'd accept TOEFL, Pearson and Cambridge certificates. If anybody has done GCSE English, we could accept that. If you can do the new TOEFL IBT special home edition, that is currently accepted as a new alternative to IELTS that you can take at home. And as I said, we keep reviewing what other tests we can accept. So check the website and contact admissions if in doubt, or contact Nadia. I'm sure she'll be able. We keep our agents informed of those kind of changes, so she will be able to advise, or if not, she'll be able to ask me. When you apply to the University of Leeds, into personal statements will be really important. So we would look at the entry requirements as the minimum that you need to meet, and then for a lot of courses you will actually have to impress the course leads, the course director, with a really impressive personal statement showing where your interest in the subject comes from, what's your motivation to study that subject. You'd have to demonstrate some understanding of the subject that you're applying for. You'd have to evidence that you really have the passion and the desire to study a subject that you're applying for. And then you'll have to kind of show off some of your skills and how they're relevant to the degree, you know, what makes you a good student to come to study at one of the top universities in the UK. So we have some advice on how to write a personal statement online. That's always a requirement for undergraduate applicants, and then for a lot of postgraduate applicants we will also ask for a personal statement. So it's worth knowing, and I'm sure Nadia and her team in Hijab will be able to give you plenty of advice on how to write a good personal statement. In terms of fees and scholarships, best to check the website. Really, fees and scholarships vary per course. And like I said, there's over 300 undergrads and 200 postgrad courses that you can do at Leeds. So as a general rule, if you're studying something that's more arts or humanities or social science subjects, they tend to be between £17,000 to £19,000. And then if you're studying business, or if you're studying science subjects which involve quite high-tech labs, then you're probably looking at something between £21,000 to £25,000. So it does depend on the subject, and you can check the fees are always published online. In terms of scholarships, again, they will really depend on the course, and we offer thousands of scholarships. So that can be anything from automatic scholarships of £2,000 to £5,000. And if they are automatic, they mostly given to anybody who manages to secure a place, who's given an offer to study at the university. And then there are some scholarships which are merit-based, and they can be a lot higher. They can be £10,000, 50% fee, 100% fee scholarships. Those understandably will be really competitive. So those will be given to the best applicants. And you have to bear in mind that you would be compared to applicants from all over the world. And the university, because of its prestige and reputation, attracts really high achieving students from all over the world. However, we have had some excellent students from Pakistan who have secured scholarships with us before, with the help of HR team. So I'm sure HR team will be able to advise you and help you. You have to apply to the university to be able to apply for a scholarship. A lot of those scholarships will ask you to have a UK first class degree, which would be GPA 3.5 in Pakistan. So the higher your GPA, the higher the chances of securing a higher value scholarship. So you will find information on the website when you look at your course that you're interested in. You can also click on the fees and funding section, and that will provide a link to where you can read more about international scholarships available for a course that you're looking at. So that's the best way of checking scholarship information. Now, I know that a lot of you are considering coming to the UK to boost your employability, to help you with your career choices, to secure really well-paid jobs. A lot of you will be hoping to secure a job in the UK. Others may have a family business that they want to grow, or have an ambition to work for a big multinational company, a global company somewhere. The university really realizes that, and we do a lot with our students to prepare you for global careers, but also careers in the UK, understandably. Like I said, Leeds is top 10 most targeted university by employers, and we work really closely with students to help them improve and work on their employability skills and network with employers throughout your time at the university. So you can get involved in a variety of opportunities at the university, and I really advise that students do that from day one. When you arrive, you start looking at what you need to be doing, who you need to be working with, which departments you need to make an appointment with to help you with your career aspirations. So you can do that through various discovery or elective modules. If you're an undergraduate student, you can choose discovery modules from another school and another faculty. So say you come to do business, but you've got interest in creative writing or psychology or engineering, you could borrow a module every year from a completely different subject area. If you're coming to do a master's courses in the UK are extremely specialized in most cases, and this is why you would want to do the master's, is to really specialize in an area. So when you do a master's, you'd have a choice of elective modules where you can shape your master's degree to give you the kind of specialized knowledge in the direction that you want to take your master's degree and your knowledge to. So this is one of the options, and then you can also become a student ambassador, which is really great. You could be a rep for your course, a rep for your school. That really helps add to your CV. There's plenty of part-time work. This is not just work on campus, this is work both for the university, but also for any employer in the city that contacts the university for us to advertise jobs. So we have lots of students working all kinds of part-time jobs, both at the university, but also for independent employers in the city. And like I said, it's, you know, city centre is walking distance, so it's really easy to find part-time jobs in a city as big as Leeds is. We have dedicated career centre. There's a central career centre for the university, but there's also dedicated career centres for different departments, and those typically help you with your CV writing, preparing for job interviews, preparing for assessment centres, targeting employers that you may want to target. We've had students write what we call speculative applications, and you know, I talk to quite a lot of students, and I've met an undergrad student who wanted a placement and an internship with GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, the big pharmaceutical company. There wasn't a placement being advertised at all. She worked with the university to make a speculative application, and they found her, they offered her an internship that didn't actually exist. They were so impressed with her application and her motivation to come and work with them, that they've offered her a short internship, and she's done that with the help of the University Career Centre. The university also works a lot with placement providers. That's more of an opportunity for you if you're an undergrad student. If you're coming for a master's in Leeds, it's usually a 12-month course, very intense, quite demanding. So you'd only be able to do shorter work placements. However, what you will be able to do is a dedicated careers and professional development module that helps you with your employability skills. And there's lots of employer events normally on campus. So under normal circumstances, the university hosts about 250 different employer events. There's lots of guest lectures. You have to remember that the reputation, the research reputation of the University of Leeds means we work really closely with big companies, smaller companies in the region. We have an excellent reputation, so do our alumni. So we are very lucky to have excellent employer links with different kinds of employers and the industry. So we can invite people to do guest lectures, but we also invite them to come for recruitment fairs, so students can network, they can ask what employers are looking for, they can exchange contact details, and there's mentoring schemes that you can enter. So you could be mentored by one of our alumni. You have to remember that University of Leeds has over 240,000 alumni all over the world. Those alumni in various jobs. Some of them are in ministries, some of them are CEOs of big companies, directors, managers. Some of them have set up their own businesses. So there's lots of opportunities and lots of fantastic people with really great connections to learn from. We also have a service called Spark, which is a team that will help you put your own business idea into a reality. So we help students stay in the UK on entrepreneurial visas. If somebody has their own business idea, you want to start up your own business, or maybe you've got a family business back home and you're thinking of branching out or growing it or maybe moving your business abroad, expanding, the University Spark team will help you write a business plan, do the financial and marketing plans and bid for funding. And you could use the university incubator. So University of Leeds has one of the biggest numbers of entrepreneurial visas that universities in the UK have to bid for to UKVI to be able to sponsor students. And we really have a very experienced team in this kind of advice. So we've helped a lot of international students as well to set up their own businesses. And I spoke to some of them and they're really impressive. And it's amazing that somebody who came for a master's degree was able to at the same time set up their own business and launch a business before graduating. And within a year, they were expanding to either other cities or even other countries in Europe and outside of Europe. So there are some pretty really impressive stories of students and what they've done with the help of our team. In terms of student support, like I said, the University of Leeds has about 9,000 international students. We're top 40 most international university in the world. So we're really used to having international students, including students from Pakistan. Some of our lecturers are from Pakistan, and so there is a lot of exchange happening in terms of the knowledge and research. And Pakistani students really have a good reputation here in Leeds. So when you're a student, we've got a dedicated international student support and advice team on campus. That's just for international students. You can walk in and ask any questions, ask for any kind of advice, any kind of help. Obviously, when you come, there's a welcome and orientation program that usually lasts 2 weeks, and that's when you can see the university showcasing various support services, lots of student clubs and societies you can join, services like the Career Centre, like the Spark team and so on. So that's really your opportunity to get to know and start thinking about what you can get involved with as a student. And then you've got the support of your personal tutors or your course directors normally on your courses. So this is your academic support, but also if as a student you struggle with anything and you need to ask for advice and some support, your personal tutor is often the first person to ask. As a university, we have a dedicated Leeds medical practice. So when you're a student, you've got a dedicated GP clinic that's just for students, and that's 5 minutes walk from campus. So you'll be taken care of and your treatment is covered by the NHS when you come on a visa to the UK. We also have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, student unions in the country. So University of Leeds has over 300 different student clubs and societies. So that's anything from cultural societies to general interest societies to specific subjects related societies. There's literally anything from, you know, debate society to Harry Potter society. So there's lots. You can have a look on their website, and Student Union also does a lot of fantastic advice. If you're an undergrad, you could also run for one of the official positions in the Student Union, and there is even one for being an international student representative, for example. So there's lots of ways that you can get involved to try build skills on your CV. We also have a global cafe, which is more for socializing, so getting students together, international students sharing ideas and just spending time and meeting home students and so on. So that helps you settle in as a student. So there's lots of support going on, but also what's really important in the when you come to a university is also the facilities that you'll be able to take advantage of. University of Leeds has fantastic facilities, including 4 libraries, is one of the biggest national kind of sources and library resources in the UK. We've got lots of computer clusters, so you don't have to carry your own laptop to classes. You can book computer clusters anytime. You use an app to check which ones are available, so you don't have to queue, you don't have to walk to different ones just to find out there's no place. So you can just check where there's space for you, and there's really modern computer clusters for students to use. Some of them are 24 hours, so you can even spend the night there if you need to work on your assignment. We've got interactive teaching spaces, so a lot of classrooms will obviously have smart boards. You'll have your own mic at your desk, so you can take active discussion, part in active discussions with your lecturers, and that's really encouraged in the system that's used at the university. So lectures is not just your lecturers talking at you and asking you to memorize things. It's more of a discussion and sharing ideas and sharing perspectives and questioning ideas, because that's really how you learn. So our classrooms enable you to do that as well. Leeds has fantastic laboratories. We've invested millions of pounds in labs. So if you're studying anything science related, whether this is something engineering or food science or biological sciences, there are really modern high-tech labs, industry standard labs that you use. Some of the equipment that the university uses is used for national kind of level, very serious research, and our students do have access to this equipment as well. There's also a language centre, so if you wanted to improve your English, or if you wanted to do something on maybe report writing or essay writing, or maybe learn another foreign language, you can use the resources of the language centre. And we also have the Edge, which is one of the biggest and best equipped gyms, university gyms in the country. So the Edge house really modern gym equipment. You can watch Netflix as you do your running or whatever other exercises. Weights, there's 220 different fitness classes from yoga to martial arts. There's a climbing wall, there's tennis courts, any sport clubs or any sport, whether you're into football or cricket or rugby or anything else. There's lots of sport clubs. There's an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a sauna and a steam room. So there's lots of facilities for you. You won't be bored, and it's all really fantastic professional standards as well. When you're at university, when you stay in the university accommodation, actually you get a free pass to the university gym off-peak time. We're really lucky because we have over 20 different halls of residences, so we can guarantee accommodation for international students for the full duration of your course. So whether you come to us for 1-year master's or a 3-year undergrad degree or a 3-year PhD, if you wanted to stay in the university accommodation for 3 years, you could. There's lots of choices. Some are catered, some are self-catered, some are en suite, some are studio flats. Sometimes you always have your own room, but you could have a room with your own bathroom, or you could have a shared bathroom. Usually you'll share the communal area, which is the kitchen and kind of the sitting room area with other students. Now, prices and options differ per accommodation, so you can check on the accommodation website to see what's included. Usually all of your bills, things like internet, gas, electricity, water, all of that is included. You've got 24-hour security, you've got wardens on site, so if something's not working, something's broken, or there's too much noise coming from students in another room, there's always someone to talk to. So lots of opportunities, lots of options for you. Some accommodation is on campus, some accommodation is walking distance from campus, some is a bus ride from campus. There's also plenty of choice for private sector accommodation as well. Some is again closer to campus, some is in the city centre. So you can compare what fits best for you. The cost of accommodation really varies, so best to check. It can be anything from about 90 to around, on average, £150 a week. It can be more expensive, it can be cheaper, but then you have to check what's included. So there's dedicated live chats on the university Link to Leeds page every few weeks, and some of those live chats are dedicated just about accommodation, with lots of accommodation questions are answered. So like I said, some accommodation is on campus, some is off campus. Obviously the one on campus is really, really popular. So apply as early as possible, definitely before 1st of July. To secure your accommodation, and the accommodation team will try their best. Don't worry if you can't secure accommodation on campus, because there's plenty which is 10-15 minute walk from campus, which is really easy. So lots of options, and there's lots of options from really modern flats to more traditional houses. So when you go on the accommodation website, you can see exactly there's 360 tours, virtual tours of all of the accommodation halls to help you, and you can contact students to ask about advise what they advise would be best. If you would like to talk to one of our current international students, and I really encourage you to do so, because our students are the best source of information. They're really honest about their experience. You can contact them through Link to Leeds. So we recruit over 50 different student ambassadors every year from various countries, from various courses and different levels, for prospective students to be able to talk to. So you can chat to them through the Link to Leeds website. There are live chats, you can message them, and they usually reply within 24 hours. You can Skype them. They do blogs, you can follow them on social media. They do lots on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So there's lots of opportunities for you to ask questions and engage with current students if you have any specific questions. And there's really no better experts on the university life than current students. Also, because we know that at the moment there's a lot of questions around coronavirus situation, which is really challenging for the university. I know it's really worrying and confusing and quite uncertain time for applicants as well. There's lots of information and updates for prospective students around how the university is reacting to coronavirus pandemic situation. So keep an eye, because we update, any changes in flexibility and entry requirements to, questions about, do I pay a deposit? What about accommodation? I can't get results from my university or my school. What do I do? So there's a lot of questions, understandably, and as a university, we will try to be as flexible as possible. And we keep looking at ways in which we can do that, at the same time trying to make sure that we admit high quality students, but also understanding that you've been put in a very unusual situation, and it may be quite challenging, and you might be not sure what results you'll get and when you'll get them, and so on. So there's lots of support available. Keep checking the website, keep contacting us, and I'm sure Hajar and Nadia will be able to help. If you're interested in how our own students are coping, because obviously they have come to the UK already, they've started their degrees. Nobody was expecting this situation to pan out, and now they are learning online. So they've done some blogging on how they've coped and how they feel that the university supports them. So there's lots we do for students, and students are our #1 priority. They have been and they always will be. So when you come, rest assured that we'll really take care of you and your well-being and your education. We continue to recruit. The university recruitment is open with the hope of recruiting for September. However, as I said, all scenarios are being considered. We know for sure undergraduate courses in the UK will start in September. So no matter what happens, undergraduate courses will start in September. For postgrads, there's a few options on the table currently being considered. So one is start in September, and then depending on the situation, if we can't, if the campus and travel restrictions mean that students can't come physically on campus in September, maybe delay until November time, maybe do partly online delivery, and then get everybody on campus as soon as possible. Maybe first semester would be taught online and students would come from January, or maybe we just start in January. So for postgrads, all options are being considered at the moment, not just by the University of Leeds. This is something that is being considered by the whole sector, of higher education in the UK. Universities are working together. We're working with the government. We're working with UKVI on trying to understand what the situation might look like, what will be available for students, what the visa implications might be, because as you will probably suspect, there's quite a lot of factors to consider when you come as a student. There's a lot of things you have to meet the entry requirements, but there will also be visa application process, and at the moment everything's closed. So depending on how situation looks like, I hope that we will be able to inform everybody about the decision by end of May, when we would be able to start. To be honest, I wouldn't expect universities to be able to make a decision any earlier than that, because of the situation in the UK, but also worldwide, even though you might think, oh my God, the situation in the UK looks like there's a lot of cases, but the same thing will be happening everywhere else. And all of that may mean that travel, worldwide travel, is restricted. So that's something that we're also considering whilst making these decisions. So that's the information, how to contact the university. I'm going to stop talking now because there's quite a lot of information I've probably given you. So thank you very much for your patience. And now I'm going to open it to any questions that you might have.
Christina, thank you so much. It was really a very informative session for University of Leeds itself. And to be very honest, we are very happy. And in Pakistan, if I can tell you, honestly, we are receiving the application more than if we compare it with the previous years. So we are very hopeful that they can.
Excellent. We have seen huge growth this year in a lot of areas, including computing. Data science. Leeds is huge for data science. We've had 10 times as many applicants as we've had the year before. And some of that interest is coming from South Asia, including Pakistan. So there's Leeds is really, really popular, but I think this year, because we suspect because of the announcement of the post-study work visa coming back, there's a lot more interest as well across the world in coming. So it's really great to see that there's more interest that you're seeing as well.
Yeah, and if we talk about the admissions, again, this is a very good thing that this time of the year, institutions and specifically Leeds is giving us a very positive reply in terms of admission. So guys, all the people who are looking at that on Facebook, so you are all requested to place your application. Don't be worried about the admissions, because the admission team is here. We have the admission persons are here. So they are always here to support us in terms of admissions, in terms of any problem like Christina has told you about the IELTS too, that if someone has not booked. Christina, there is another update that the British Council is also booking the IELTS dates for the June in Pakistan. So I believe that if the students are coming for the September intake, so probably we will be having the IELTS course too.
Yeah, so we are looking. So the IELTS announcement is very new. So the university is currently looking at that. There hasn't been a decision on that yet. But I think, given the circumstances, we'll try to be as flexible as possible as we can be. It's just because the announcement came late, I think last week, and we've just had Easter break. I don't think we've had the chance, the people who normally make these decisions in admissions haven't had the chance to look at that announcement yet, but it is being considered. So keep checking the entry requirements website, because it's likely that, we will be flexible to, in terms of as much as we can, without compromising the quality of qualifications. We will try to be as flexible as we can be.
Yeah, we do understand, and we are very happy that the University of Leeds, being an HR consultant, we are representing the University of Leeds because it's one of the prestigious institutions we have at our panel. Guys, I request you one more thing, that HR consultant team is always available online. We are available on WhatsApp too, so you people are always welcome to place your application. You can send us the documentation. And one more thing I want to highlight here, that the institutions are very much, they very much supporting us in terms of admissions. And if you people are not able to get the recommendation letter from the institution, so you can provide us the referee detail, and then we can always send that referee details to the institution, and institution can directly contact your referee, and that issue will be resolved hopefully. What do you say about this, Christina?
You mean about references?
Yes, because the institutions here in Pakistan is also closed. So if someone is providing the referee detail,
if you can't secure a reference, then just let us know. That's a problem, because your institution's closed. And I think admissions are being flexible on that as much as they can. So if there's a problem with getting any results as well, then just let us know. Just speak to HR, get help in your application. And then I think if you can, as soon as there's going to be a problem, if you let admissions know, they will consider what alternatives they can use to assess your application.
Yes. Thank you so much, Christina. It's nice to talk to you. Another one update I just want that if you can share with the students, specifically with the students who are coming with the O-levels, A-levels, and they were very much concerned about the results, because even for the exams, because the exams are just been delayed from the May. So what do you say about this? Because UCAS updates and the all institutions are saying that they're going for the prediction score. So what University of Leeds is going to be say about the undergrad and about the UCAS?
So if somebody's doing A-levels, the boards in general for international as well as UK A-levels have decided how they're going to assess students and send the results, and the university is just going to use that to assess students. If for some reason you were expecting higher grades and you think that, or had you been given a chance to do the exams in the normal way, your results would be a lot better, then I'd suggest that you contact admissions and you have that conversation case by case. That can be considered. but we will just follow what the results will be normally. So it's very difficult to tell now what's going to happen, because obviously results won't be released until August time, which is probably when we'll see how the situation pans out. But I imagine it will be very similar. In previous years, for example, we were looking at how challenging the tests were. If it seemed like it was a lot tougher this year than last year, for example, in terms of A-level exams, we were trying to compare students as fairly as possible, and I imagine that admissions will be doing the same thing this year, and they'll probably be more flexible than ever, because they'll have to be a lot more understanding that students have been put in a very unusual situation by what's happening. So I think we'll be as understanding as we can be. Just liaise with admissions when you've got any questions, or if there's anything that you'd like to discuss about your results. Nadia, are you there? I think Nadia's yeah, maybe your connection isn't that great. I think unfortunately without Nadia reading the questions, I can't see what you're asking. Let me see. Let me see if I can.
That's great. Thank you so much, Christina. It's nice to see you. I can look up the questions which we are getting. Christina, are you listening?
Yes. Sorry, I think it froze. The connection's a bit bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's fine. It's fine, Christina. It's fine. You're still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Christina, I was just asking about one more question from my team. That do you think that in terms of CGPA, the university, because again it comes with the institutions, because the students who are in the last semesters and who have already secured the conditional offers, so might be the university will be delaying their results, and the exams will be held roughly in July or August. And if you are going to start in September, the major session for the postgraduate program. So what do you think that you people will be working on the 7th semester's results, or you will be looking for the provisional results, or you might be able to get it, to accept the students on final results only? So what will be the Leeds policy on this?
Yeah, I think we will be able to be flexible and accept provisional results. So if you can't secure a final result by the time you come to the university you're about to come, we'll accept provisional results, and we'll just ask you to basically send us your final results when you get them. That's something that we're already doing even before the pandemic, for students who weren't able to provide documentation on time. If we knew about that in time, and we understood there's a good reason, and the university officially doesn't release results until later, we'd normally be flexible and accept provisional results. So I expect that admission would do that even more so now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a very good news. Thank you so much, Christina. I believe you covered all the questions and all the answers very well. And we are very hopeful to see, the students be able to join September at Leeds.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, and take care and stay safe. Thank you very much for hosting the presentation.
Yes.
And thank you to everybody who attended.
Yes, of course. Christina, if you would.
Sorry, Nadia, the connection's breaking, so I can't understand what you said.
Yeah, I was just saying that do you have any message for the Pakistani students? You can
For,
always
for students who are interested, sorry.
positive messages of the people who are worried about the losing ideas, so they must be hopeful, to join the institution for September.
So we're hoping, so it's very, like I said, it's very difficult to tell what will happen, but we would certainly encourage students to continue to apply, see what happens. So keep an eye on the situation. If it turns out that September start is delayed, then obviously I assume that you're not just applying to Leeds, you will be applying to other options, maybe to other countries. Maybe you will want to defer and join. We might defer and offer later entry to everybody and give you that choice later when we know what's happening. So obviously we already have thousands, if not tens of thousands of students who already have offers, who are already considering and thinking, what will happen? Will they still be able to join? And we're working very closely with applicants. So if you were hoping, and under normal circumstances, if you were planning to come for September, I'd say still make your application. You can always defer. If the university tells you we're starting later, you can either make the decision to wait and start later with us, or you can make a decision to go elsewhere if the situation means that actually, other options are better for you. But at least you'll have your place secured. So if anybody's seriously interested in studying at Leeds, I would say continue to apply for September. We're really hoping that the situation will calm down and we'll be able to start. But I wouldn't like to make any false promises and raise false hopes, because we just don't know at the moment. So keep an eye on the situation. Leeds is not unique in that position. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. We'll just have to all work together to cope with this. And, we continue to support our applicants, and we're continuously in touch with updates with our agents like HR and with our applicants. So if you were thinking of hopefully starting in September, I'd still encourage you to apply for September. And then if September moves and it happens later, whether this is in November or in January, we would let you know, and then it's your decision what you would do afterwards. It doesn't cost you anything to apply, so I'd say still try, and then we'll just all have to see what happens and what the situation looks like. Like I said, we're hoping to let students know what will happen by end of May, hopefully. So just keep an eye on the updates coming from the university and HR, and I really hope that it all calms down and we can all meet on campus in September. Nadia, are you still there?
Okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Christina. And guys, this HR consultant is not charging you anything for their. Yes, Christina. So stay. If you really want to contact with me, so my name. Thank you for watching this video, and Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.